right. There. So let's begin with the roller leg weights. Right down your spine. So you sit on it. You can bring your tail all the way to the front edge and then roll back down. If you're doing this from the recording, you can do this without having a roller underneath you. Just sometimes people roll up a yoga mat or a blankets to get sort of a curved position here for the chest opening. And we'll extend the arms out to the side. The feet are grounded about 5 inches apart. And feel the chest start to open as you just lay here with the blades sinking to either side of the roller underneath you. You can rock gently from side to side. The back of the hands grounded here on the floor. So as you go from side to side, you pull away from your hand from your arm, feel the stretch across the upper shoulder, into the tricep and into the pec. Meanwhile, you get the massage between the shoulder blades and across the sacrum and the SI joints. So all that hopefully feels really good. It's our first class of the new semester, so I'd like to see everybody back. And then come back to center. We curve the arms up and brace the air over the chest. Exhale, pull the arms open slowly out to the side and down as the arm descends. Weights hug the roller and then coming up. Deep inhale, fill the lungs to capacity. Exhale and empty them here. And as you exhale, take the belly sinking, navel to spine. Inhale to embrace the air above your chest, the shoulder blades widen on your back. And then as you come down and narrow, but the blades are always responding to gravity and sinking towards the floor. Coming up here, try to be steady. Keep a weight across your feet. Equal balance, right foot to left foot. And one more time. Up, of course, it's harder to stay balanced when you're arms in the air, but as long as your feet are grounded, you should manage fine. So next we lift the arms up to the ceiling and let the shoulders sink as you exhale. Inhale, you lift the hands to the sky, you pull the shoulder blades up. Exhale and sink the weights down around the roller beneath you. Inhale to lift, shrug the shoulders, exhale and retract the blades. Up here, the chest narrows as the back widens, and then sink the blades, and the chest will broaden, the back narrows around the curve of the roller. Lift again. This will help release muscles in the neck as well as the upper back. And do it once more. Let's lift as high as they'll go, and then melt as low as they'll go. Inhale, turn the palms forward, and exhale, lengthen the arms down at your side. Reach low for the fingertips. Inhale, the arms lift to the ceiling, 90 degrees, and exhale back by your ears. Hold the legs engaged, so the back doesn't arch additionally. So a little arch with the back. Lift the arms here, and then exhale all the way forward and down. So we're trying to maintain the natural curves of the spine as we bring the arms up, and then also, and especially as the arms go back. So only take them as far back as you can hold the ribcage balanced here on your roller. Sink the arms down all the way to have your hips to the floor. We lift again, shoulders melt, the blades slide towards your waist, the arms reach back for the wall behind you. Reverse the directions, arms lift, shoulders heavy, exhale all the way forward and down. Now from here, bend your elbows, bring your hands to your shoulders, and we circle the elbows in and up, exhale out wide, around, and down. Hold it in again, you lift on the inhale, it's a longer exhale to relax the nervous system. Inhale, hold the air in deep to the base of the lungs, and exhale, expel it out a little bit at a time. You're moving the arms on the shoulder blades, you're moving the shoulder blades on the roller. So then shrug the shoulders a little bit, get a little bit more of a deep tissue massage here. One more circle. And inhale and exhale for every circle that you draw. And now let's reverse. The elbows go down and wide. Bring behind you, exhale, moving forward, around to narrow the in by the side of your wrists. Circling here. You begin to some muscles that you haven't worked in a while. I remember when we stopped the whole session, but it was before Christmas, so it's been at least a month. So again, shrug the shoulders, move the arms freely, Come around to the top, extend the arms, and turn the palms down, the arms lengthen at your side. So we lift the arms in unison and parallel by the ears, all down on the inhale, and exhale, circle wide around and forward, palms to the ceiling. You slice the air and then turn the palms down. Lift the arms up and then press back. Exhale, circle wide, stretch out into the space around you, take up as much of it as you can, and rise again. Then watch the weight of the arms doesn't additionally arch the spine. Maintain the natural curves, against curves on your spine here. Palms down to do more in this direction. The arms slide back to the air, and then we stretch out long. You can open the palms and stretch out to every fingertip. Turn the palms down, then turn the palms up and circle out wide. Bring the arms behind you, exhale and push them to the air. Press the air down, and then the palms are up as you circle. Reach back, arms in perfect unison, perfect mirror images. One to the other, palms up to circle back, reach. And exhale, push the air out of the lungs as you sink the belly down deep. We do one more to reach back. And exhale and press. And then arms at your side. Good. We can slide off of the roller here. And let's take it across under the shoulder blades. Come up to sitting, and then you can curve on back. Support your head with your hands, use your head feet around it. Inhale to arch back. Lay over the roller. Your head is supported by your hands. You can lift the chin behind you. Elbows wide and drop it. Exhale, tip the chin to the chest. Pull the elbows together and down towards your navel. Curl the tail up as you round the back into a C curve. And then you're going back, you're arching the spine, the tail will drop. As you lower your head to the floor. Arch here, elbows widen, and sink to the ground. Exhale, shift to chest. As you lift the head, pull the elbows together and aim for your belly. Look down, chin to chest. And we rock back again. You always change the position of the roller across your back. To either give you more extension or less extension, depending on what you need. Right? If the extension is too much for you, take the roller up a little higher towards your shoulder. If it's not enough, take a little lower towards your waist. You inhale into extension, and exhale into flexion. Feet are grounded, and we're pressing into the ground just slightly. One more to arch. Deep inhale, let your hip be heavy in your hands, so you can really stretch the foot. Exhale, chin to chest. Your head's on tip and skull forward. You can focus on the movement in your new life. All right, and then stand on your feet, lift your hips. And we're going back and forth. Now I have a hood, so I'm going to gather up any hoods, jewelry, ponytails. So you roll on it and go back and forth here from the base of the wrist to the top of the shoulders. You add a little flexion as you pull the roller to the base of the ribs, you lift the head, elbows down and in. And as you pull the knees forward, you lift your butt up and you drop your head down, turn extension to the spine. That flexion extension here is optional, but it will give you more of a connection to the roller, a deeper tissue massage. Do one more like this. And then come back and lower the hip down. And here, come on up, and we'll take the roller across under our feet. Looking for to lay down with the roller under my knees. And then lift the hips up in the bridge, then you can roll the roller in. And then take the roller across your sacrum, the big triangular bone. And here, let's pull one knee in. As you inhale, exhale, bring the other knee in. And start with some knee sways. The hands hold the roller in position. The knee slide over to the right. As you turn your hip to the left, take your hip. Keep the shoulder blade down. And exhale, pull back to center as the arms press into the roller. Continue to these go to the left as you turn your head to look right. Right shoulder blade grounded. Exhale, and you roll back across the sacrum, back across the glutes. Knees right, turn left. So you get the rotation at both ends of your spine. Exhale, you're going to engage your core. So you're moving from your obliques to tip the pelvis, and that's moving your knees for you. Going over with your knees to the left and right. Exhale, you can squeeze the roller, hands on the outside edges, to get a little bit more connected to your upper external glutes. And one more set, knees right. Eventually, the chest is parallel to the ceiling, and the hips are parallel to the wall. Exhale, come back. The force that sort of go where your spine wants to go. One more time, knees over to the left. Turn to look to the right. And exhale to come back to center. We lift the legs up to the ceiling. And salt point, right leg comes back towards your shoulder, left leg reaches forward into space. Inhale, let's switch the legs. And exhale to switch again. These skin past each other. Each leg in its own path, but the two paths are only about 4 to 5 inches apart. Try to feel the hamstring lengthening as the leg is back, and a little stretch across the hip as the leg is forward. We'll do one more. Lift both legs up to the ceiling. Exhale, rotate, and then pull the legs apart sideways. Little side straddle split, and then exhale, pull the legs together, pull the heels, and connect them. Inhale, those legs apart. And exhale, pull them tight. 2 more like this. Stretch the space between the feet, and then you pull from the upper inner thighs to close the legs. One more time. There's a little active pull into the roller so it doesn't slip out from underneath you. Close the legs here and alternate. Left leg vertical, right leg to the side. Hold the left to the head. Exhale and pull the right leg up for that. Arc to the ceiling, and now the right leg is vertical, the left leg is sideways, the right hip stays down. You can press into the right arm. And exhale to lift the left leg. Tap the heels, and then the right leg goes out to the side. Try not to tip the pelvis with the weight of your leg. That'll give you more stretch and also more core work. Right leg vertical, left leg out. Exhale to lift. And then from here, bicycle. So you can pull the right knee in, the left leg is forward, reach the right leg forward. Try to lower the leg down, slide the foot across the ceiling, across the floor, slide up the ceiling. Well, first across the ceiling at the top, and then down to the mat and slide the foot in along the ground. So you're working for a nice range here to open up your hip and also stretch the back of the leg. So let the leg wing out to the side or cross over the center line here. And when you're ready, you can back pedal and reverse. So one foot goes down, just touch the chest of the foot if you can, skate the leg forward and up. You're always working at 180 degrees from the other leg, from the other foot. Working here to find mobility through the whole leg chain, and also stretch again, hamstring and hip. 2 places that we really need it after sitting all day. But that was your day. And then we'll bring the foot up to the ceiling and fall down. And here we're frogging out and up on a long diagonal. And exhale and frog back in with those feet glued together. And push the legs out and then pull them back in. So the higher the legs are, it might be a little easier for your back. So if you find that when you take the legs out, the back is arching too much, either really focus on engaging the core, engaging the abdominals, or just take the legs higher. If it's not enough of a challenge, let's go a little lower. Now parallel legs, some point, and push the legs up and out, and then pull them back in. So you stretch them forward. You want to feel the increasing load into the center. So as the legs reach out, you should feel your abdominal wall engaged to hold the pelvis steady here on this diagonal without letting like the tail of the pubic bone tip back down. And you don't want to feel the back arch additionally with the legs to full extension out of space. So we're still maintaining connection to your core by using the arms to hold the roller steady. And then come in, and now we flex the feet and we push out through heels and pull back in, the feet still flex. So dorsiflexion, we have flexion of the foot and also at the ankle, and you maintain that whether you're straightening the knees or whether you're folding them into the chest. So push the air as if you're pushing 1,000-pound weight away, and drag that 1,000-pound weight back into your body when we're like this. And then we'll extend the legs up to the ceiling, and inhale to point, exhale to flex the feet. Heel ball toe, and then curl the toes back, lift the heels, go up at the ball of the foot, and then point the toes to the ceiling, pull the toes back towards your shins, and then work through the ankle. So you're really rolling through the foot and curling it back. One more time. And the self point, bend the knees, exhale to lower the feet down. Extend your feet, lift your hips, and push the lower side. Great. Welcome back to your Pilates bodies, right? Feels good. So here, let's extend the right leg, pull the left knee into your chest, and roll forward and up and sitting. And let's just start with the roll back into your best upper ab curl. So sitting up here, lift the chest, right collarbones, elbows a little wide. Look down as you curve the tail up and round the low back, and then we'll imprint the low back into the mat, 1 inch vertebra at a time. You can slide down the leg or reach forward. Coming all the way to your upper ab curl, balance at the tip of the blades, and then pull one knee in, exhale the other. Arms parallel to the floor, legs extend. I'm going to pump the arms down. And exhale. Ideally, 5 feet to the inhale, 5 feet to the exhale. 10 sets all together. Reach long through your fingertips and try to keep lifting the head so that you're looking down your nose out of your abs. Watch the whole body expand as you inhale and contract as you exhale. Squeeze the legs together, squeeze the inside edges of the feet together if you can. And sort of firm up that inner line, so you can also feel some firming up in the transverse abdominis muscle here. Go long here, wide collarbones, knees, shoulders. And you reach across the room as you come. The legs can change position, you can take them lower for more load. Just watch it, you go arch your spine, keep the abs engaged, keep pressing the back towards the ground. One more breath. And then we'll fold the knees in and then down, toes, and then heels to the ground, open the arms out to the side, and rock your knees side to side. Just stretch out your back a little bit here. And then we'll come back to center and extend the legs forward, the arms up in the air, and then back. Now, if you're new to this, you can use a bear bend around your feet. We're going to lift the arms, then start to lift the head, neck, and chest. Exhale and pull yourself up and over. Sucking the waist back, you dive over your legs, feet are flexed and together. And then we press the legs forward, we roll back. Arms higher as more advanced, arms lower gives you more control. Come to the ground and then reach the arms back behind you. Again, try to keep the base of the ribcage down. We lift the arms coming up, exhale, pull up and round forward over your legs. You want to get the stretch in the back of the legs by flexing the feet at the ankles and also coming forward and low with the torso over the legs. That stretches the back line. And then we release back down. Sink to the ground, lengthen out through your heels, come to the floor. Ideally feeling the right and left side land equally at the same time on your mat. Let's do it again. Exhale before you pick up the ribs. Lift up through your head and lead you forward. The spine flows and follows the top of the head, like the height of the tail, or the tail of the kite follows the kite. And then let's bring it on back. Up to the ground. And then we circle the arms around and pull the right knee into your chest, embrace it in. Nice and tight here. And let's do a few stirs, circling the knee here on the hip joint. And then reverse the circles. Reach your hairband. And let's place the center of the bed around the ball of the foot and the arch. The toes are free above it. And then you lift the foot up to the ceiling. Anchor the elbows down and lift the heel high. Just get the stretch here at the back of your leg. soft point, and we circle the leg. Keep the hips level. Inhale, the right leg moves to the left and goes low. Exhale, down, out to the side, and external rotation, and up to the ceiling. The upper arms press into the floor. Inhale, short and deep. Exhale, long and slow. Come all the way around, exhale, exhale, exhale to the top of the movement, and inhale, reach again. By keeping the right hip down as the leg goes to the left, you're going to stretch the outer thigh. Really good if you know that you're tightening the IT band. And even if you don't know it, there's a good chance that you are. So we go low, and then we pull the leg out low, open the hip, get the stretch to the inner thigh, lift to get the stretch to the hamstring, one last circle, short deep breath in, long sustained exhale to engage the abdominal wall and hold the pelvis level here on the mat. Come to the top, reverse. Inhale, externally rotate right leg to the right. Left side is grounded. Exhale and push forward. Drag the leg across. Work to keep the hip down, and then we circle again. Move through the air here. Keep reaching the foot out further and further away from the pelvic girdle. We're trying to draw a big circle in the air, but then also think spiraling further and further out to the center. Every breath, we find a little more length to stretch the muscles and also create decompression in the joints. We're going to come to the top and do one more circle here. The more you reach out with the foot too, the more you're going to feel an ease of movement in the hip. So from the top here, let's take the bits of the band in the right hand and open the leg up to the right, external rotation, the left hip is heavy. And you can rock the right leg here, slight movement towards the shoulder and away. Exhale to pull the leg up to the ceiling, switch hands. And we cross the leg over, this time lifting hip waist and the base of the ribs. Right arm extends and look out over the top of the fingertips. You can rotate that right leg internally so the knee and the toes point to the floor and get a nice stretch, lateral hip, and the glute into the sacrum, this eye joint area. Exhale, come down from your left shoulder to your waist to your right hip. So lift the leg up to the ceiling, give that leg another little stretch here vertically, and then fold the knee into your chest. The strap comes off. Hug the knee in, strap at the side, and then go ahead and pull that right knee to the right armpit, and then aim it over towards the left one. Come back to center. One more time, give it a squeeze in, and then extend the right leg forward. Shake out both legs and feel the difference not only in the leg, but also in your low back on the right side compared to the left. Crazy, it feels like you dropped about 2 inches into a ditch here on the right side of your body. You can see it, so I'm sure you can feel it. So here we go, we'll pull the left knee in and start with some of the stirs, the circles, so pull the knee tight. Release it a little bit and then circle the knee to move the foot out of the socket. And then reverse the circles. Pull the knee in, and then we'll grab the band again. Center the band on the left foot. You pull the ball on the arch, and then you lift the foot up high. Elbows reach forward towards your hips. Feel the little stretch to the back of the leg as you lift the leg up. And now we begin the circle. Cross the body first, inhale and exhale, go low. Exhale lasts for most of the circle. If you imagine you're drawing a clock in the air with the top of your foot, you inhale for 3 hours and exhale for the next 9. And that up to the top to finish the breath. And reach. Push out into space and pull back with your arms into the surface of the mat. So you ground yourself and you stretch away with the leg. Try not to destabilize the torso. It gives you the best of both worlds. You get to stretch the leg, but also engage your core. And one more circle here. Forearms pivot at the elbow. Lift the leg high and reverse. Out to the side as you inhale, right side heavy. Exhale, the left leg circles around. The left side is heavy as the leg moves to the right. And we reach again. There's always this feeling of counterbalance, counter force when you move through Pilates so that you're not tightening the body up with tension, but you're applying force to counteract weight or movement. All the way around to the top here, and then let's do one last one. With the inner thigh stretch, feel the outer thigh stretch and lift. And now here we can take hold of the band with the left hand, open the left leg out to the left while the right side is grounded, and rock the leg a little bit gently here on the socket. Exhale to pick the leg up to the ceiling, switch hands, cross it over the left arm and spin out. Spiral the spine with the lifted hip, with the shoulder blades pressing into the mat. Rotate that left leg internally to increase the stretch. And then exhale, let's come diagonally across the body, right shoulder to waist to left glute to lift the leg up. Take another stretch here at the top of the movement and hold it in. The band comes off. I'll get tight first to the chest wall, and then the left leg to the left armpit, thighs side to the outside of the ribs. And then across to the right armpit with a diagonal stretch across the glute. Back to center, pull the knee in. Another movement of truth, stretch them forward, shake out the legs, and then just see hopefully the spine is relaxed or closer to the ground. And you may notice you've got more external rotation naturally to the legs and even to the front press. So here we go, we're pulling the right knee in, lifting the left leg up to the ceiling and rocking forward up to rolling on the ball. So if you're doing this at home or here, just be sure you have enough padding underneath you so your spine is comfortable with this. Hands to the shins, do a pelvic tuck and upright curl and move the feet up to balance on our sacrum. Inhale, lift the tail, roll your shoulder blades. Exhale, come right back up to your balance point. And we roll back again. The more you can flip the back with your breath, and then really curve the spine by doing a tuck and upper abdomen. So this is going to be on your backs. If it's uncomfortable at all, you can add more padding. And then coming on up, hit that. And exhale, forward and up. One more like this. And here we move into the abs series. Right hand to the right ankle, left hand to the right knee. Extend the left leg and then push up with your right shin as you come down to your upper abdomen. Elbows wide, knee pulls in close. Inhale, let's switch the legs. And exhale, switch again. One leg pulls in as close as possible, the other leg reaches across the room. There's a definite feel of pushing up with your shin to engage more through the upper abs. Let's do one more set. We end with the left leg in, pull the right knee into meet it, right hand to the shin. Double leg stretch, arms and legs lift. Circle wide with the arms, embrace the legs into your body. Maintain the upper ab curl and look down your nose at your abs. So the arms and legs only separate as much as you can still hold the core together, preventing that from arching. Additionally, as you work into it, the space gets wider. When you start, the arms and legs might even be vertical. Let's take the right leg up now for scissors, lift them forward. Pull yourself up a little higher and defer, and then switch. And switch. So inhale for one leg and exhale for the other. Try to lift your head and look down your nose at your abs. One more set. We're going to end with the left leg up in the air. Bring the right leg to meet it, hands go behind the skull. You pick up the head, elbows point down and in. Double leg, lower left. Be careful, be cautious. Take the legs out and feel your way into space. You feel like you're about to lose control from your abs. You exhale and lift the legs up to the ceiling. And do it again. You push out and away, draw an arm through the air with your feet. Exhale and engage the abdominals to lift the legs. So your deep psoas is paying out to lower the legs, one on the right, one on the left. And then it contracts to lift the legs up. Where you fill in the abs because the abs are working to prevent the pelvis from tipping or rocking. Try to keep it level on the mat against this weight, against this foot. One more. Lift it up and we twist to the right, elbow to knee, and then to the left. Up and around here, and to the other side. So the legs go straight out of the socket, you stretch it across the room, and you pull the other knee in and you lift your armpit towards that knee, to the inner knee. You want to find a twist, but also a lift. And end to the left. Come back to center and lay down. And then the legs stretch forward and the arms switch back. So that leg here through the front line of your body after all the upward, all the curls. And now coming up for spine stretch. You can lift the arms, lift the head, neck, and chest, exhale up, and then open the legs, the width, and the arms come forward, parallel to the ground. Lightly press the arms down and lift the chest, elbows wide, and go up, and look down, back over, head, neck, upper back, mid back, low back, suck the belly back into the spinal cord as you dive over here. Press down with your heels and your sits bones and stack your spine bottom to top. Your gaze ends up on the horizon and we look down. Try to keep the shoulders back as you move the head and the neck. And then think about the thoracic spine, the part that touches the ribs, the middle back, the lumbar spine. And then all the way over. Good, press down. If you know your hamstrings are tight, you can bend your knees. As long as you still get a stretch in your hamstrings, or you can even elevate your hips to sit up on a book, on a yoga block. Even some people on a chair or an ottoman is what they need to do to start their practice. And then hold on to your legs, hold on wherever you can, foot, ankle, calf, thigh, and just stretch the waist back. Now we're going to bend the knees and pull the heels in for open leg balance and rocker. The feet are up, and we extend the right leg up in the air. Right shoulder down, exhale, come back, feet suspended off the ground still. Left leg extends, and exhale, pull that back. Right leg again. The hand might rotate a little to the outside of the ankle and calf, and then the left leg. Pull it back in, both legs simultaneously, they go up. And exhale and pull it back down. We do that again. It's a different challenge here. And down. Next time we take the legs up, we get ready to roll. So extend the legs, hands a little bit more on the outside and back of the calf. And we lift the tail over the shoulder blades, off the neck and the head. Exhale, come up to your balance point. And take it back. The first one's the tricky one, because we just did rolling and fall. Here we've got more load away from center. So your center balance is different. But figure out where that is. And one more. And of course, all the rolling exercises, you're trying to work equally on the right and left side. So from the top, close the legs. And for today, let's bend the knees down. And then curl the tail up, roll your spine down for corkscrew. And since we're just back, we're going to use a fair band for your feet. Just rub both feet. And then you lift the feet onto the ceiling, anchor the elbows down, and pull them forward towards your hips. Soft point for your feet, legs zippered together. The legs circle over to the right as you keep the left hip down, and they go forward and around. As the legs circle to the left, the right hip is heavy. Come back up to the ceiling and reverse. So by working to keep the pelvis grounded here, as you move the legs in this small circle here, reaching the feet up to the sky, you're going to feel the weight shift around the sacrum, around the SI joints, and get a little bit of a massage there, which typically our backs are really grateful for. So going to the left, and then circle around to the right, and then up to the ceiling. Get the stretch in the back of the legs one more time. Short inhale, long exhale. Take your time, move through this with care and attention to how it feels and how you can work the stability as opposed to the movement. And now let's fold the knee into your chest and the bend is up to the side. And we're walking forward up to come up into our soul. Again, if you're tight in the back line of your body, particularly the hamstrings, elevate your hips up. And we take the arms out to the side, reaching long through the fingertips. Go slightly down to the armpit, you reach hollow up through your spine. Let's rotate to the right and dive over back of the left hand to the outside of the leg. And then spiral the body here in the rotation. Pull the right shoulder towards the left one behind you. Lift to come up, center here, and then spin to the left. The head reaches out. The right sits both presses into the ground, so you're still anchored here, like you're bolted into the floor of the system. Pull yourself up, unwind at the top, and spiral again and dive. Use your hand to the leg and the arm reaching back behind you to find a little more rotation through that upper body. Lift to come up, center here, and then spin to the left and over, reach that wall. So you stretch the fingertips away from the other set. Pull the body into the part of the pulled open in a tug of war contest. Come back to center. One more set. Spiral and dive. Look back over your shoulder and reach. Look back with your eyes for your hand. Coming back up. Sit up tall and spin and dive. Keep the rotation going. So you can rotate through the neck and the upper back. Lift to pull it up. And center, and then you can lower the arms down. Okay, so legs together, and let's flip over onto your stomach for swan or roller. So here, the arch is extended out, the rollers halfway between your elbow and your wrist. You're laying on your stomach, the ears between the arms. The legs could be slightly apart, trying to press the top of your feet into the ground. And then we widen the collarbones, we pull the head and the heart forward, and you face across the floor and up the wall. We lift up into a stretch of the belly and a cobra position here. And then you zip your belly into the ground, from the pubic bone to the navel, to the base of the ribs, to the chest, the head flips off the ground, and then pull the collarbones wide. Propel the head and heart forward and start to bring your gaze up. Press down through your arms as you lift. The back should engage as well to hold you up. And then we release down. The back works eccentrically to release you to the floor. Come down for the length in your spine. Let's do that one more time. So go forward on the lift. We're going to stretch the abdominal wall. We're going to feel the stretch in the skin as well as in the muscles. Pubic bone presses into the ground here, that's up your face. And then come all the way down here. Just sink back. And then you can push the roller forward, come up into a child's pose. Round your spine perfect. The head hangs between the arms. These can be closed for more stretch in the back, open for more stretch in the hips. And then we're sliding forward onto our elbows for singular kick. Go forward. You press your fists into the floor. Shoulders are over the elbows, the body reaches long behind you. Push the arms down, pull the mat towards your feet, and pull the chest forward and up. You have a little feeling of that abdominal wall lengthening here too. Keep the right heel in, 1, 2, and then lower down, and then the left, pulse 1, 2. Try to keep the pelvis pressing into the floor. With every beat, you feel a little stretch in your quad. That's good. And because we're lifted into extension here through the whole front line of the body, that's also opening up your hip. See if you can feel that as well. Gaze is up. Heart is high. Try to widen the collarbones and pull the legs together down the back. Over set. And your feet to the left. Pelvis presses into the ground. Now we go ahead and lay down and turn your head to the right. Overlap your hands on your back so that the base of the shoulder blades. Palms to the ceiling with the elbows squat. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, take the this in 3 times. Pulse 1, 2, 3. Feet to the ground. Bring the arms back. Palms can face up or in, or you can intertwine your thumbs. And reach your fingers towards your heels as you move into your swan. Coming down, looking to the left. Elbows drop. And again, pulse. 1, pulse 2, pulse 3. And then you press the feet to the ground. Reach up here. Stay straight, no matter which direction you choose for your hands. Coming down, looking to the right. And again, pump the air out of your lungs. You're down, you rise, you lift. Shoulder blades pull together behind you to open the collarbones. Come down and look left. Cheek to the mat, pump. 2, 3. Feet are grounded, you lift one more time. Be sure you're getting your feet down before you lift your chest. And down we go and push off the ground. Child's pose again. round your back, curve it, and hang it down. We stack the spine bottom to top. And let's go into shoulder bridge here. Laying onto your back. Feet are grounded. You can roll your spine down into the ground. So every transition, you get to roll through forward. And here we go. If you think your hamstrings would appreciate a little extra support, you can take a ball between your thighs or a yoga block or even a cushion rolled up, squeeze here. And now we begin with the pelvic tuck. So you curve the tail up, the waist press down. You pull back to the heels and forward through the tailbone as you lift the spine inch by inch off the ground. First come into a plank, straight line from shoulders to knees. And then we're going to push down through the top of the shoulders, roll to the outer arm and lift the sternum. The blades pull together and boost the hips up a little higher so you're in hip extension as well as thoracic extension. Now we roll to the inner arm so the shoulder blades move sideways and you think of curving the sternum down between the blades through the body to the ground. And then your spine gradually sinks into the ground, come all the way down and settle the tail at the very end. So we do that again. Start with that rocking of the pelvis, pelvic tuck. And then the tail moves forward and up, the heels pull back. You come forward with the knees. You lift, push the ground down. Lift up, feel the engagement with the back of your body as you press the arms, the feet down, and the glutes up. And then roll to the inner arm, curve your back, spread it, and then try to roll your back down from the top to the tailbone. Every vertebra goes down one after the next in sequence. We're doing one more. Coming up, pull the tail forward and lift. The shins are pulled forward as if back into the wall in front of you. Come up, up, up. Find the highest hip opening you can. And then roll to the inner arm. Come all the way down here. Lightly hugging the ball if you're using one. If you're not, still being aware of the inner thigh line of your body. We're pressing into the inner edges of your feet. Come down using the ball on this side. And we're coming up to sitting for spine twist. So we can fold it up and extend the legs forward. Turn the perch right up on your sit bones. And extend the arms out to the side. Arms press down and you lift the chest, you reach out for your elbow. Rotate to the right and plus 1, 2, 3. Lift to center and spin to the left. Twist, reach, and reach again. Coming back. As you rotate, the feet are grounded, they're steady as if they're up against a wall. So there's no sliding one hip back. The two pelvic pads stay stable here on the mat like they're glued to the floor. To accomplish that, in my mind, I think the tail is spinning between the two pelvic pads. So is the sacrum. And then you can think of a lot of that movement happening more above that area into the lower spine and the upper spine. Twist the left again. Come center, and we lower the arms down. Okay, what do you think about jackknife? It's been a while. Yes, I'm getting a thumbs up. It's an option. You don't have to do it. You can go back and repeat something else if you prefer. Shoulder bridge would always be a good option. You also have the option here of taking the roller across under your hips. If you want to start with a little bit of an elevated pelvis. So you're going down. I'll be curious too, I haven't done this since COVID. So extend the legs forward, reach out along with the legs. So we're going to bring the legs up and over, push the ground down, lift the hips. And the legs are overhead, your gaze is up and slightly back. Then you press to the arms for support because you want your lats to work eccentrically to lower you down with control, and then you reach the legs forward to your working level. And then we're bringing the legs up and lifting the tail, push to the palms, come up, lift the pelvis, lift the legs, and then we go down again. Big forward, never to turn your head while you have your hips in the air. So we go for one more. Inhale and exhale in both directions. You exhale before you get to the hardest part. You lift the pelvis up, and then you start your inhale as you lower the legs, pull your spine down, exhale, So you have the control as you lower the hips, the main weight of the body down to the ground. And then fold the knees. We did it. Congratulations to all of us, right? And then let's extend the legs forward. Come over onto your right side for some of the side kicks. Okay, support your head, the legs forward at about 30 to 40 degree angle. When you first learn this, the top hand presses in front of the chest, and you're still pulling that bottom elbow, the right elbow in towards the armpit for more stability. More advanced would be both hands behind the head. So I've got more advanced group here today. You make your own choices. Pick up the top leg, flexing the feet. Inhale, swing the leg forward, pulse 1, 2. Point the foot, take it back, and pulse 1 and 2. Flex to go forward, double beat. Point to go back, double stretch. Bottom leg stays firmly into the ground. Reach that leg back, look in the neck. Come back to center, lower, rotate externally. Point to lift it high, flex, and bring it on down. Drag the legs apart, exhale, and flex and close them together. One more, point to go high, and flex to go long. Reverse, flex up, point, lengthen it down. Flex to lift, point, and stretch it away. One more, flex up, point all the way down, double peg. Bend the knee, slide it in. Knee to the armpit, foot to the ceiling, flex, and reach out long. Drag it in, pick up the knee, extend the leg, flex, and reach again, heel to heel. One more time. And close it down, reverse, straight leg, flex foot up in the air, point the foot, bend the knee, skate it forward, reach it long, flex to rise, point bend, all the way down, reach out, flex and lift, point bend, skate it forward, rond de jambe. Inhale forward, exhale up, around, back, and through center. Whether you have your hand in front of you or both hands behind your head, you do not move your torso, you move your leg. It requires a lot of stability either way. Let's reverse. Take the leg back, open the hip, lift the leg forward and around. Stretch, you reach, the bottom leg presses into the ground. Let's do one more here. All the way forward and around. They'll be good for today. We're going onto our stomachs here for grasshopper. Hopefully it felt good to really work through those hips, right? So hands can overlap under your forehead or take your hands under your hips, palms up, and we lift the legs and turn out and flap. Open and closing the legs here. Trying to pick the thighs off the ground. Quads are engaged and the knees as straight as possible. The bone presses down, the tail sinks down. And one more breath. Lower the legs, sit back, child's pose again. Round your back forward, head hangs low. Stack your spine from the bottom to the top, and then we're coming up to the other side, left side to the mat. Seriously, welcome back. It's so nice to have all of you here. Legs forward and balance here on your sideline. We pick the top leg up, flex the feet. Inhale, and we pull the top leg forward, pulse 1, 2. Point the foot, take it back, and reach, pulse 1 and 2. Flex to go forward, double pulse, double beat. Press it back and pull the head away from your leg. One more time. Bottom leg presses into the floor for stability. Come back to center, lower the leg, rotate externally, point up, and flex long and down. Pull the space apart and squeeze the space together between your legs. One more, point to rise and flex to close. Reverse the foot, flex to lift, point all the way down, and flex to go up. Point and reach it away. One more time. All the way down for double peg. Bend the knee, slide the leg in, knee to the armpit, foot to the ceiling, flex and reach down. Skate it in, extend the leg, flex and push it down and long. One more time. All the way down, reverse. Go up, point the foot, bend the knee, skate it forward, reach long, flex to rise, point bend. Watch it, you're not sticking your butt out behind you. You don't want to roll back in order to get the leg higher. So here we go, rond de jambe. Inhale forward, exhale up, around, back, and through center. The leg goes forward, you circle the leg here, Reach long, long, long through all of your limbs, out with your head, out with your tail. Okay, let's do one more in this direction. Complete the circle reverse. Take it back, spiral up, forward, around and through center. Use your glute to pull the leg back. Feel the stretch in the hamstring as the leg goes forward. One more. Bottom leg is consistently pressing into the ground to help your stability. All right, that was good. Great job. And here we come up to sitting for our teaser prep. So we're going to start using their bend again today. We're going to be sitting a little behind your sits bones. You're in a slight pelvic top. Bring the band around the feet. Check out on the band a bit. As you rock back, you pick up your feet. For women, toes at eye level. For guys, feet a little bit lower. And now here, we're just going to hold the torso where it is, elbows wide, and start to push the legs forward out into space. And then pull the knees back in. I say just, this actually is quite difficult to keep the torso stable here as the legs move and retract back in. One more time, you want enough of a pelvic tuck and upper curl to keep the back curved and stable against the weight of your legs. And you might not get them all the way out if you haven't done this in a while. You might just go out a couple of inches and then pull back, and that's great. Do one more like this. To whatever range works for you. And then lower your heels, hold it, hands wide and back, and dive over between your knees. Set your spine coming up, knees come together. Oh, I lost my strap. And we're taking this back up again. Hold your feet in the air, lift it up against the wall. In fact, you could actually put them against the wall. And then start to curl the tail up and roll the low back down. And then come back up. Hold your feet in the air where they are. And then you're going down. Good. This is quite hard. You're doing a great job. Pull yourself up. Now the arms can help you lift, but I know you're feeling your core, right? It's unavoidable. Just be sure you tuck so you round your back in. You're not arching. You're not missing any spinal bits and pieces. They all touch in sequence, both on the way down and then release on the way up. Good, one more. Stay where they are. Work your body down here. And work your body up. Again, lower the heels. Dive forward between knees. Step your spine coming up. Working towards your full teaser. So the legs up in the air to begin. Look at your abs, curl the tail up, sink your waist. Now, we're going to curl the tail up and start to roll over the sacrum, push the feet away. The heels would touch where the blades do, lay your head down. And then you nod the head forward, upper curl, pull the elbows back and wide, and pull the legs up as you rise to your balance point here on your sacrum. And top you go back again. Roll across the low back, roll across the sacrum. Every vertebra goes down. The legs are really more the secondary thought. The primary thought is protecting the spine. Coming up, hold the legs in. Good, you all okay? Do one more. So don't go all the way down if you feel like it's not right for you today. It's been a long break. We'll have to talk to Max about that. Are you coming on up? Lift to pull in, and then bend your knees. You can open the knees, dive forward over your legs. Take a little stretch. All right, from here, knees up. Let's go back onto your forearms. And then you suck your waist back and you try to pull back with your waistline. So if you're trying to pull the tights off of your hips. One knee in, other knee in, hip circle. Legs go up, and we circle the legs over to the right. Exhale around to the left, back up to the ceiling. It's okay to do a little rocking of the pelvis here. So legs go to the left, down, over to the right. Hips give a little bit of a twist. And come back up to the top. To the right, exhaling around. Bend the knees if you need to, so it's not too much load into your back. One more, going left to right. Coming up to the ceiling, fold the knees in, And then come forward. We're going to lay onto our stomach for swimming. And again, option to use the roller. So you stretch your body out long. Extend the arms again over the roller if you wish, or just in front of you on the floor. And then you pull the shoulders down your back, you lift the chest, start kicking the legs. Do that first. And then you can add one arm lifting at a time. Or if you're going from the ground, opposite arm and leg lift at the same time. Building strength into the back line of your body here. And then we go down to rest. Child's pose, one more time. Push off the ground, lift, sink back. Stretch your spine. Stack your spine bottom to top. And we're ending with seal. So knees apart, hands go between the legs and wrap around the outside of the ankles. Pick up the feet. Arms press into the inner thighs press into the outer arms. We open and close the legs and thighs to clap the feet together and apart, clapping 1, 2, 3. Inhale, roll back to balance on your shoulders, head off the ground. Lift the butt, clap once a few times, and then come forward and clap again. Keep looking at your abs. And coming up, clapping when you're sitting on your sacrum, clapping when you're balanced on your shoulders. It's the edges of the feet that come together, not the soles of the feet. And of course, like any of the rolling exercises, the head never gets slammed into the ground. You keep your neck and your hips off the floor. Doing one last one to finish. And then lower the feet down. All right, congratulations. So we did just about all of the intermediate mat. I think I skipped neck pull. So the only one. And then we didn't do the full side kicks, but we got through a lot of them. So in 45 minutes, that was a really good job. Yeah, kind of looked at the class and I thought, okay, you guys probably need a little bit of opening and then you want to move. So I hope that worked for you all. And good. So thank you for anyone who's doing the video as well. Thanks for being here and hope to see you either on video or in person. Matchbox. Good.